So a lot of you out there have had a lot to say about my Christmas trees, whether it's the big one here in the background or we're in my bedroom and I got the little one there. And guess what? Because of your feedback, I'm keeping them up till February. You complain, it stays up longer. I'll keep this thing up year round. Don't try me. Don't try me. More importantly, Star Wars is seemingly saved in the gaming universe, okay? It looks like Lucasfilm has woken up one day and went, why did we just exclusively give all the Star Wars games to EA? Now, I'm not going to slander them too hard. I think Jedi Fallen Order was fantastic. It's one of the best Star Wars games I've played in my entire life. I think Battlefront 2 managed to bounce back. Very fun Star Wars multiplayer experience. Star Wars Squadrons. A lot of people really liked that game. I did too. So there have been some good Star Wars games out of EA, and there will continue to be more Star Wars games from EA. But the most significant part of everything that's happening today is that the exclusivity is dissolving before our very eyes, and now my brain is melting with potential ideas. Platinum Games in Star Wars, Obsidian in Star Wars, Bethesda in Star Wars, CD Projekt Red in Star Wars. I mean, the list goes on. There is so much potential here, and the reason that these ideas are running through our heads is because of a Lucasfilm Games blog post, as well as the confirmation that Ubisoft Massive, a Swedish studio who worked on the Division series, is going to be heading up an open-world, story-driven Star Wars game. Now, I get it, all right? I've reviewed 3 Ubisoft games this past fall: Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Watch Dogs Legion, and Immortals Phoenix Rising. And Ubisoft tends to have a DNA to their open worlds. I like their open worlds design-wise, but usually the gameplay mechanics and objectives within them can feel a bit repetitive. So I'm hoping this isn't like the 80th millionth sandbox that we're gonna go ahead, dive into, and it's just gonna have like lightsabers or blasters. Now, presumably because it's the Snowdrop engine that they're gonna be using, and because it is Ubisoft Massive, I'm anticipating thoroughly here a third-person shooter. Maybe you're like a bounty hunter or something, I don't know. It's going to be awesome, though, because there's so much potential here given Lucasfilm Games' new initiative. So we're going to read through the blog post, and then your boy's going to lose it because you know where I'm going with this. KOTOR! Let's go! Okay, here we go. Let's read. I did trim some of the fat out of this article, so just keep that in mind that we are somewhat paraphrasing what was written here, because there's a lot of like PR speak in between. I'm like, we just want to talk about the games and everything that's happening with that. So, okay, let's read. Moment, Riley is referring to a new direction and era for Star Wars and Lucasfilm gaming overall, as Lucasfilm Games is now opening the doors to developers that want to come play in the galaxy far, far away. We're looking to work with the best-in-class teams that can make great games across all of our IP. We've got a team of professionals here at Lucasfilm Games who can work with the developers, shape the stories, shape the creative, shape the games to make them really resonate with fans and deliver across a breadth of platforms, genres, and experiences so that all our fans can enjoy the IPs they know and love. Now, I remember when the whole EA Battlefront 2 conundrum was happening at its launch. It was pretty indicative that Disney did not care too much about games. They literally handed EA the deal and kind of just cleared their head of it. There was an out of sight, out of mind sort of approach to giving EA the exclusive rights to the deal. But I imagine because of EA's staggering mishandling of the Star Wars license, the lack of production of titles, even if some of those games were of quality, and of course the controversy that came with being with EA, I'm sure one day Disney just went, we need to do something about this. So when they mention a breadth of IP that people can work on games with, you gotta make a Mandalorian game, man. Come on, like this thing is written in the stars. That show is so popular, it's so good. I mean, a Clone Wars game. All we have based off that Clone Wars show is like a really crappy like 6-hour PS3 and 360 game that has awful combat. It's not good. And there's a Lego Star Wars game, but like there is so much potential to right the wrongs of Star Wars gaming. There was a golden era, right? There was a golden era in the early 2000s where you got KOTOR, Republic Commando, the Lego Star Wars games. They were doing what they're doing now, right? They were going to developers, hand-picking, saying, hey, Pandemic, you can make us a good Battlefront game. You know, listening to the creative, inspired pitches of developers. So we're getting that nowadays where technology has really moved forward. Like, KOTOR, come on! In regards to the Ubisoft open world Star Wars game, they say we've spent almost a year now working to get to know them and what they want to bring to the table. I'm a huge fan of them personally. I think we're really excited about where the project is going because they have a unique vision for the story and the game they want to deliver. So I just wanted to put this in here as sort of a time frame for how long these things have been in development and in talks for. So this is a talk that's been going on for about a year now, and it'll be a while before we see this game, by the way. Same thing with the Indiana Jones game. If you haven't seen that video, I'll have it linked in the description down below. Give it a look. But yeah, in that video, I say that it'll be a while before we see Indiana Jones because Wolfenstein 3 is coming first. And in the case here of Ubisoft Massive, they just kind of inked the deal, right? And so they're doing what Star Wars did just last month, where I think it was on the night of the Game Awards. They're like, we're doing an Ahsoka show. We're doing a Star Wars anime. They like listed off 80 different Star Wars shows. And they're like, yep, we're doing them all. And we'll see you in like a couple of years when they're all ready. And so I think they're going to take that same approach to games, which is going to be very interesting to see how the community responds. Right now, I'm excited about this, but more so for the prospect of what other developers can do. For me, Ubisoft is a solid dev, but they're like a solid 7 to 8 out of 10 kind of dev, right? Like, I don't think they're going to suddenly break their habits and do something different just because lightsabers are here, but that's just my 2 cents. In regards to EA, they say, we're really proud of the games we've created with EA. We will continue working with them, and our relationship has never been stronger. While we may not have a lot of details to share at the moment, we've got a number of projects underway with the talented teams at EA. So I was thinking about games from the EA studios that haven't done anything with the Star Wars license, and they do have the EA Originals program where I'd like to see maybe like a Joseph Forrest kind of co-op Star Wars game. That would be really neat to see. Of course, BioWare, outside of the Old Republic MMO, which is handled mostly by BioWare Austin, they haven't done anything really with the Star Wars license. It's just been DICE and Motive, and so I would like to see what else EA plans on doing with the Star Wars license, because they say multiple here. So I'm still curious what EA is up to. I'm sure they're the furthest along, so it'll be only a matter of time before we learn more with that. But I anticipate we'll hear from them first and then all these other games later on. All this news comes on the heels of an official return to the classic Lucasfilm Games branding, and there's meaning in that change. This is really the culmination of years of preparing to come out and say, we're here, we've got a team of people, we're going to make a lot of great games, and here's some new things you weren't expecting from us that we're starting to do. And that's going to continue throughout the next year or so, where we're going to continue to announce projects that are more representative of the legacy of the old Lucasfilm games that we are trying to live up to. So more announcements are coming. More announcements are on the way. So this is not it. Tomorrow I could wake up and there could be a new Old Republic game. That gives me life in 2021, unlike anything else. You guys have no idea. I have been holding my breath for something in the Old Republic universe. Something. And they said all their IP. I know. I'm just like, I'm fanboying here. I'm trying to just really stretch, reach, but you all know how passionate I am about that section of Star Wars. Like, go just look up MrMattyPlays Old Republic. Look how many friggin' videos I've made. I adore the Old Republic part of the Star Wars universe. I need more of it. The world needs more of it. What I want is, because Star Wars is so popular now, a lot of people like to dog on Star Wars and go like, it's awful, it's bad. And I agree with the sequel movies. They're not that great. But I got to say, Star Wars is still, I think, more popular than ever. And so with that in mind, I want to see, with it at its most popular, where people are talking about The Mandalorian, signing up to Disney Plus just to get Star Wars shows, talking about the Clone Wars, I want people to see the new section of Star Wars that didn't get enough attention back then. And that was the Old Republic. It was a popular thing for gaming. It's a popular thing for comics and books. But the actual movies, shows, games, none of that is there. This is it. They're going to do something with the Old Republic, okay? If you don't recall, I made a video about a year ago. Jason Schreier had emailed me saying that Star Wars, the Old Republic, in some way, shape, or form was like on and off. Like there was something happening in that universe, not the Old Republic as in the MMO, but something was happening in the universe, and that he wasn't sure if EA was involved. Now we know why that was the case, right? Not like Jason was hiding anything, but now we know why that was the case, because Lucasfilms has been doing this for years. So they're tinkering with the Old Republic. It's just a matter of when. It's going to happen. It's going to happen, whether it's a remaster, a remake, or just, I imagine it's going to be a whole new game in the universe. I will take it. I will take it. Now, if it were to be like Obsidian, I would be excited, but honestly, with Avowed and Grounded and future games like The Outer Worlds 2, I feel like their plate is so full right now. And BioWare, I don't know how much I trust them. I got to see how Mass Effect Legendary Edition pans out and how exactly Dragon Age 4 pans out. So I don't know where the Old Republic will end up going. But I got to say, I'm very excited for whenever that does happen because I feel very confident about it. I put it out into the universe. I was like, 2021 is the year. So get ready. Just to cap off our discussion, because I thought this was interesting, given the fact that we talked about Indiana Jones yesterday, they say, we are extremely fortunate to be working with Todd Howard, the executive producer for the upcoming game, in reference to the Indiana Jones game, which will be developed by Machine Games and the team at Bethesda. Here's the kicker. He has a unique vision and a unique passion for Indiana Jones and pitched us a story and a concept that is so amazing. I can't wait to start sharing it with folks. I love Star Wars and we love making Star Wars games, but it's been a long time since we made Indy. We're really excited about this one. So we speculated that Todd Howard was going to be sort of on the legality and the funds management front. He pitched the story and the concept. So he is more in this game than any of us anticipated, which kind of lends to the idea that Starfield is closer to being done. But we're trying to talk Star Wars here. Now we're talking Indiana Jones, Starfield. I'm going to try to keep it narrowed. This is crazy. This is crazy. I cannot express my excitement just because EA has really, they didn't publish as many games as I think a lot of us had expected. And so that's what really hurt it, because in the terms of quality, if you look at Battlefront 2 now, it launched horrifically. But even then, when the game launched, I was like, this game is way better than the original. It's just got to fix that star card and microtransactions BS. And they did. And they added a ton of content for free on top of it. And a lot of heroes and villains. And a lot of maps and modes and instant action. Like, they really piled it on. So if you look at Battlefront 2 and you look at Squadrons and you look at Jedi Fallen Order, there is a good, tight portfolio of games. But in the span of, what has it been? 8 years? 8 years. Like, I mean, that is not good. 3 games, like, with the amount of studios that EA owns, there should have absolutely been more. They completely mishandled it. And so that's what's most exciting to me. It's not really the Ubisoft open world game, but all the parts of Star Wars that I love, particularly the prequels as well as the Old Republic, seeing more of that. And of course, there is the High Republic. I bought a book for the High Republic. I'm excited to read that, learn more about that part of the universe. But there is the High Republic, which is going to be the next step into Star Wars. Time will tell. But for now, I got to catch my breath because kotor. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize if I was a little off the walls this video, but clearly this news has excited me. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments down below. What is your dream collab between a developer and Star Wars? Let me know in the comments down below. Other than that, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. Those links are in the description down below. And with that, talk to all of you soon. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.